hello everybody, and welcome to the Salty Show, and welcome back to the beloved Rome 2. I hope you guys are doing well today. If you are, like and subscribe as always, especially if you want to see more of this content, as this is going to be something a little different. I'm going to be recording this as much as I can, but I'm going to actually try my hand at a legendary campaign. One thing that I have never done in a Total War before, and I'm probably going to do it as a faction that is maybe a little rough. I have a inclination to play Empire Divided, as I really enjoyed that DLC, and we will be playing as the Pomeranian faction led by Queen Zenobia herself. So definitely a bit of a mixed start. We have the Sassanids on our east, Aurelius on our northwest. We are packed between basically a war zone, a constant war zone. There are a lot of achievements I'm going to go for, not just the legendary, but I'm going to try to take on quite a few, and I'm going to list them in the description below. But off the top of my head, we're going to try and take on the auto-resolve ones, where you fight battles and win them manually without an auto-resolve for the whole campaign. I'm going to see how that works. Let me know in the comments below if you have more suggestions, if you have ideas how to handle this. A lot of it's going to be from your guys, and seeing what you all enjoy, and to go from there. I am going to also try and target some other minor achievements, but those are the big ones. Completing a legendary campaign and trying to do the auto-resolve one where you fight battles manually. I might look at trying to maybe win a economic or cultural victory. No promises there. I've never done those. So I might look at trying to do that. But without further ado, we are on legendary. There we have it. You all just saw our victory conditions. Following the death of Emperor Alexander Severus, the Roman Empire has fallen into deep crisis. Its generals conspire and fight amongst themselves, while its outer provinces, starved of the resources necessary to defend themselves adequately, have fallen prey to barbarian raids and the resurgent might of a new Persian empire, the Sassanids. During this chaos, Rome's western provinces have seceded and formed a separate state, whilst in the east, a new kingdom, one that aspires to become an empire, has arisen around the city of Pomeri in the Syrian desert. Infested with bandits and racked by civil war, the Roman Empire has never come so close to collapse. We are defenders of a civilization plus 15% morale for all units during battles in our own or allied territory, but we are true Rome, suffering major diplomatic penalties with other Roman factions. As Rome was weakened by internal strife, Shapur I of Persia saw his chance and marched upon the eastern Roman province. From the state of Pomeri rose a leader, Odaenathus, who repelled the Persian forces and consolidated the east in the name of Rome, but at the price of styling himself a king. He was succeeded by his son, Vabalathus, a boy of 10. However, the true ruler was the regent queen Zenobia, who inspired to imperial ambitions, giving us enlightened ruler of plus 20% research rate and piety, minus 4 banditry for each culture building we have in all regions. I am using a host of mods that will be listed in the description, so do check that out. Let me know if you have any struggles with that. And without further ado, let us get into the campaign.
Rome, hear me, for we are in crisis. To the north, Roman impostors, led by Tetricus, grow ever stronger. To the east, the usurper Queen Zenobia marches her armies into our lands. This is unacceptable. Give us an emperor from humble beginnings. Give us a leader our armies will follow. Give us Emperor Aurelian! Palmyra is dead, yet his legacy lives on. Be quick and march into Egypt, for the fertile lands of the Nile can feed our entire populace. For now, your southern border is safe, as Nabateans and Lakhmids offer their goods and friendship. To the east, the Sassanids and their satrapies carefully observe your every move, yet have kept their weapons sheathed thus far. Meanwhile, Roman forces at Galatia, fearing Palmyra and her growing might, stand ready to declare war. Your position is precarious, yet under your ambitious rule, Palmyra shall prosper.
So we begin our journey. Getting a little brief overview from our advisor of our current political situation. As I sort of talked about in the intro, we're pretty tight. The first objectives have been issued, though. The Mistress of Egypt. After assuming power, Zenobia's armies converged in the west, in the fertile lands around the Nile. Not only was Egyptus a rich province in its own right, but the grain it produced fed the great city of Rome itself. So we need to hold the entirety of Egyptus. When we have troubled times, recent years, the whole world has been torn by wars and strife. The weakening Roman Empire has given rise to banditry, along with squalors. So, speaking first and foremost, let's make sure I can't quick save. Yes, quick save is disabled. Awesome. So we are on Legendary, so we are fit to go. Out the bat, you're going to notice some graphical mods I have. I have the HD Cities mod, along with the Garulu enhancement mod, graphical-wise. It's looking pretty nice. Let me know if things look a little too dark or anything like that. I also have the water overhaul mod, Oceanus, I believe. And the only gameplay one, other than UI ones, I have is a sanitation one that should grant, indeed. It grants sanitation province-wide. Being in a legendary situation, I felt we already had enough problems on our hand, especially if we're going for the fight every battle manually and win every battle. There are achievements that deteriorate based off that. We can still get 2 achievements if we only lose 1 battle, and then we can only get 1 achievement if we lose, I believe, less than 5. So it's quite a dangerous game that could turn south really quick. So we might not even be able to seek that achievement after this first episode. But first and foremost, we have some things to do. We have level ups to make. I am using the Skidvar's starting ranks and vanilla scripts mod so that we can level up our people, along with a lot of UI mods, such as the traits icon, enhanced traits as well, where everything is going to be doubled. So a lot of cool stuff. And I think first and foremost, we're going to give Queen Zenobia a strategist, increasing her campaign movement speed and the defense of our armies. And then we don't have any siege equipment. Mercenaries could be nice, but we could also immediately get Covert Expert. Let's go ahead and do that. Get Covert Expert because she is basically, I think we're going to march her in by herself. Unfortunately, our armies, the rest of our legions are needed in our provinces, especially Edessa. I wish you could trade regions because I would immediately trade Edessa to the Sassanids to secure peace or something, you know? I would do anything to secure peace because after the Nabateans and the Lakhmids, there are no friendly characters.
As a most humble audience for your terms, my poor.
And they will not accept that.
You serve your masters well.
And we definitely won't be doing that. Historically wise, I'm not actually sure what happened to Queen Zenobia.
The door is
so you guys let me know in the comments below if you know. But I don't think
before you say anything, know that I have an amulet against the evil eye.
Lore-wise, I
sorcery.
Don't think we're going to push a new marriage. So we're going to go to war with Rome, for sure. I would love to avoid
the door is open to you, but
going
if you
to
wish
war
to go beyond the courtyard
with the Sassanids. Would they ever? Oh, they're not willing to accept anything. Yikes. Alright, what if we just propose, what if we give them a gift, a small gift, because they could immediately go against us. So we're going to give them a small gift of 1,000 gold starting out.
I am in truth
Eh.
uneasy, but the good.
I truly don't know if that's gonna matter, but at the worst, we only lost $1,000. Now, we are gonna go into technology and expand the royal courts, giving us minus 30% public order reduction due to presence of foreign cultures, which is extremely important for Queen Zenobia, and some research rate, which our research rate is already, what is it at? 135. We do need to invest in the military, but research I think is pretty important, especially if we're going to maintain these cults, which I do not plan on targeting them right away. Where public order is fine, that is a positive for us. And some places aren't too bad. Edessa is really the only one that's a big concern to me. So, Latin is going down. We immediately get a 6 public order thanks to some buildings here. So with that in mind, what are we making money-wise? Local commerce, farming, maritime commerce. All right, so we're not making too much from commerce just yet. Conversion to Latin culture, public order. I'm thinking with this one, +2, -2 public order for each non-Christian temple or cult. So we can't get any religious buildings in this province while the Christian gathering is here. So I think what we're going to do is do Romanization. Hopefully that is going to counter the Christian growth we have in that province. Pomery is sitting at positive, so we'll get to them later. Meanwhile, down here in Judea, Christianity is also on the rise. Let's do Romanization. I want to see the effects. If it's trending upwards, we'll keep it. If it's not, we'll obviously swap it. Over here, Latin is 50%. There are a lot of different cultures over here, but we're actually positive thanks to buildings, characters, events, and military presence. So with that in mind, is slaves even on here? Slaves are at a -6. Reduces slave population decline, and it simulates commercial growth. We're not really getting commercial growth. So with that, I think we'll employ tax harvesting in our capital, especially since there is positive public order there with our military. And I do not plan on moving that legion. This one is, so we have the two provinces that we don't own in its entirety are the concern. We are going to station our fleet, the Conquerors of Mare Nostrum, into Salamis. Ooh, I actually, oh, it's a -5, my bad. Slaves, taxes, culture.
Ready for orders.
That's fine. Yeah, we will be docking them in Tyrus, which is a part of Judea.
Commander.
All right. So we leveled up Zenobia. Let's start leveling up our generals and see what we were given. So Zabadus Septimus here is a Provincia. Fate has fired many arrows at them, but all have missed. So he's sitting at a 7 cunning. He's pretty cunning. And he is a Clementium. Mercy is a conqueror. Is always strength. So he takes on captives, and he has a lower resistance. Good. I'm thinking immediately giving him Lawkeeper. Give him Lawkeeper. And then we can also give him a talented architect. Perfect. How... So without him in the province, it does increase issues. But I'm trying to... We don't want them to pick up negative traits. It's a -1. -1 is not too bad. Let's actually go to our fleet as well. He is Marcus Juvenus. He is a bonus Aventus. Okay. And we will be giving him Navigator, as he is our Admiral, so we definitely are going to focus on the Admiral trait. And we have Zabai Septimus. Zabai Septimus? And then Zabdus. Great. I'm going to mix those two up all the time. Placia, +2 culture conversion as local province. Siege holdout times, authority, gravitas. He's pretty good. Let's go ahead and increase law as well, along with the... Ooh, yeah, we'll do talented as well over here. And we can marry these generals and give them wives, and their traits might come in handy. Alright. So, first things first, I think we are going to grab some mercenaries. 266, not too bad at all. In fact, I bet that's cheap. Yeah, that's way cheaper. We have 3 Pomeranian legionaries, 4 Peltas, and some Zenobia on our Scythe chariots. That's plenty. The garrison here at Memphis and Alexandria are not... They're not hard, but there is a legion sitting here guarding Alexandria. So I think what we're going to do is push south towards Myos Hormuz and try to take that region and then go up to Diospolis and go north. It gives them time to get armies rolling, but it also gives us time to get some distance from them while conquering the province. And we are also going to pick up the mercenary Egyptian infantry and just a little bit more forces. Oh, okay. I'm fairly certain there's no armies down here. Force marching this... Force marching this early could be scary. If this goes wrong, you all won't see it, so that's okay. Okay, there's not a force here. So it's got a 3-2. I think we'll easily take Myos Hormuz. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Edessa needs a general. Unfortunately, the Latin families +2 culture conversion. That's pretty handy. Let's grab Timagenus here, raise his force, and I want base morale is pretty high. I want really good armor, but I do want an infantry unit. And the Pomeranian Palace Guards seem to be the cheapest. The pikemen are free, though. Fine, we'll get the pikemen. Station him in the army, or in the garrison. He's looking pretty badass. He is able to level up as well. That is lowering his authority, but that's okay. And then we're going to get Lawkeeper for our first one. All 3 of these legions are going to be... Without being able to lose a battle, we can't just not have our armies where they're needed. And now that I think about that, that is terrifying.
How can I be?
Okay, so there are so many points of attack as someone so they can come from 2 different areas. Meanwhile, our spy, she can move this way, and we can actually see a good bit of their land. So we have an idea. Those 2 cities are empty. We'll be able to see if they garrison. The only one we can't watch is Side, which we could potentially deploy our navy to attack. Meanwhile, we have a garrison of 4 now. That is rough. Meanwhile, we only have 1 more general that we can employ at Samosata, and I think we're going to... Do we? He's going to be really by himself. I'd like to move Septimus soon to the northern front of Syria. But for now, I guess he is going to have to be all we can do. He's going to cost 425. We can get free upkeep. We will be getting the Pomeranian Palace Guard, as they are the cheapest.
Ready for battle.
And deploy him in Samosata. Or Sata. Does he have any level up? He does not. So he's by himself. Alright, we're not making too much. We're definitely sitting pretty poor. So we need to work on our economy and go from there. Now you give no issues with having multiple shrines in a location, which makes me question why Latin isn't on the rise here. But that's fine.
Ready for orders.
That's fine. We will be okay for now. Let's look to Antiochus. It has a military camp, meaning its garrison is rather strong. Thapsus is fairly safe. Tarsus is the most exposed, so let's actually go to Tarsus. Expand the city, and I do believe... Let's take a quick gander. The villas can offer Vigiles 1 Pomeranian Cohort, 2 Vigiles at tier 3. We're not going to be able to get tier 3 anytime soon, though. Meanwhile, no shrine offers garrisons. There isn't a quote-unquote garrison building in Rome, too. So, I think we get a muster field here. That's going to provide an extra 3 units to the garrison. And we will eventually dismantle the military camp in Antioch. And go from there. Thapsus, on the other hand, Edessa, if you run out of food... We only have 3 food, actually, so we can't do that. We don't want to run out of food. Let's go... Let's actually go to Thapsus, and I think maybe expand and get the auxiliary camp too, because that will give a garrison, and it will also go up. So we can kind of make Tarsus the military recruitment hub, and it's going to have the strongest garrison, and that will allow us not to have to worry about putting an army there. Meanwhile, our forces elsewhere definitely will need some help. Starting with the hillmen are pretty cheap. Perhaps. How many can we get? We can get 4 hillmen. Missile damage, melee defense. Your melee defense is actually the same. Your melee attack, though, 29. What is Zero's melee attack? 11. So you're really bad on the attack. So it's going to give us 5 hillmen. That's okay. That's a good, decent start. We're going to get 2 of them. We can upgrade Salamis. Tyros is really safe, actually, so we should be able to upgrade Tyros. And this is where... Let's look at Tyros. They're getting some boons from commerce and farming. So we can pay attention to that. Let's grab... So there's a Christian site here. We do need to be paying attention. Public order increase and culture entertainment. That would increase banditry, food costs, but a lot of commerce. Let's go... We don't want food. We're fine on food. We're fine on banditry. There's no benefits to getting these, as far as I can tell. That's a tax rate. That is food. That is a bonus to commerce. But it does decrease public order, and public order is already posing an issue. So, I think we stick it with a meeting place and go from there. Oh, that was Salamis. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I've already messed up. Salamis benefits from manufacturing. So, perhaps we go with the pit mine instead. At Salamis. Tyros is the economic hub. And let's go for the meeting place there. So, fixing that up just a little bit. Now, Petra, you're a bit of a concern. You do have a sizable garrison. This is giving public order and sanitation and culture. Latin is on the rise, so the cultural differences will go down. We could also look to employ agents. Culture conversion, that would be potentially really good with Ruga here. None of them are that good. Yeah, let's get Ruga here, who grants that culture conversion. We can employ him next turn in Petra, and he will level up with time. Meanwhile, we have our spy here that we can watch. Let's recruit a spy at Dora. And in fact, I want to go ahead and move you to Dora. Definitely. Let's recruit a spy in Dora. Probably the food one, so that we can sneak in and look at Hatra, or Hatra. And then You can get, actually, you can get some decent units. So what do we want? We have a Pomeranian Palace Guard. Pikemen are really good, but they're really susceptible to range. Samasota's gonna have, so we're gonna lack skirmishers, which is important to know. I think we grab a couple of, their melee defense is really high, and they're super cheap. What is their melee attack? 28. So we could grab some vigiles, or vigiles.
Are you ready to serve?
They could act as a really good garrison. They're actually cheaper than the hillmen. And if we recruit potentially, which one's our most richest? This is the first turn. This is the longest first turn I think I've ever had. Let's go ahead and grab our upkeep to parent, 3 deployed construction. That is fine. That is the last little bit of my money. We are pushing for Miles Hormos. Petra, looking okay. Nobody wants anything to do with us. We are loyal. The only thing we've not looked at, obviously, is our diplomatic, or our faction tree, which it looks rather normal. Ooh, oh no. Oh no, indeed. These guys are, oh, they're not loyal. We are safe for 20 turns. So that is important to know. You're a populist, which grants -10 loyal for every, okay, so no need to worry about that. You're a xenophobe, so trading is a problem, and you're a bigot for each province where the player's culture is not dominant. That is a big issue. That is a major issue. The Greek families are expansionists, so okay, they're a militarist. Plus for every 3 turns of military victory, then they're a xenophobe as well. So the Greek families, I think we're good to keep. The Latin families, shoot, this is going to be really hard for the Latin families to stick around. Really, really hard. So with that, I see no issues with potentially increasing -2 loyalty for all other parties. Especially while they're... Yeah, especially while they're free like that. Let's get them all up and rolling. So get that gravitas going. And are you a general? You are a general. Fine. Level ups all around for everybody except poor old Odonathus. If only he was still around, but let us end the turn and see if things immediately don't fall apart. We have spent all our money, and we're broke. We're very, very broke. Okay, we made it through one turn. War declared between Galatia and Lydia. That's good. The more the Roman factions fight each other, the more they will remain off of our butt. Very quickly, let's take a peek over here. Okay, it's free. We're free. Let us start stealing food from Galatia and Cappadocia. Edicts have been issued. And a household plus 10% wealth from manufacturing. That is a useless trait for you, but we'll keep that in mind, I guess. I don't think the experience really matters just yet. I'd much rather get more benefits civically. That, 4 turns, we get another little bit of money. Dignitary, okay. Sadly, I don't see, alright, that would take a good investment. I guess we can just go for the extra money. Unless there's something in the military that I think we need to get immediately. I definitely don't see anything that I think we need to get immediately. So yeah, let's go for the Imperial Treasury. Let's go seize that. Alright. So first and foremost, it's time for the first battle of the series. Miles Hormos, your fate has been sealed. I do plan on trying to do the normal replay option, but if you guys see the battle, that means Rome 2 replays suck. This is before a lot of the quality of life features they implement, so let's find out. Welcome to the first battle of the series, everybody. Hopefully a continuation of success. Now, there is no cinematic camera smoothing in Rome 2. That was before the day. But I did try to get the camera to work with me where I could, basically turning down the rotation and movement speed as much as I could. So, without further ado, our main force here is not going to be involved in the action. We are going to use our mercenaries and a little bit of Queen Zenobia herself. Which, where is she? We haven't seen her yet. Let's take a look at her. There she is on her 4 steeds, ruling with an iron fist of compassion. The enemy did look like they were coming out to engage our main line, and I was a little worried about that, so we are bracing. I am using the HD Overhaul Rome 2 for Sol Invictus and the generals, and I gotta say, they look really badass. They look really good. But let's get to the action as we're about to begin. So, pretty simple. I'm going to use our skirmishers to try and knock out their skirmisher, while our melee tries to deal with the Vigiles and the Roman levies coming in over here. That, while they're levies, they are still equipped in Roman fashion. First action down, our mercenary spearmen are engaging them, taking some initial hits, but we are returning the action. We are going to use our Egyptian infantry to flank around the enemy, though. Along with that, I'm going to send our archers to skirmish their fleet coming in. Our hillmen, or our Egyptian infantry, are going to engage the enemy on the rear, and the javelin men are going to come around the rear as well to get some good shots. Meanwhile, Queen Zenobia is about to do some solid leg sweeping here. Micromanaging the chariots is going to be the bane of my existence in this campaign, but I do truly hope I can use her to the effectiveness, because look at that. All you do is just keep walking. Keep on walking, and they will die. Scythe chariots, heavy like that, they will slaughter a skirmisher unit, and they're dead. They are gone. All of them dead. Queen Zenobia getting 110 kills almost. Our skirmishers have engaged the enemy, and so have our Egyptian infantry and our mercenary Arabian spearmen. If you've seen my Colchis DI campaign, or really any campaign I play as in Rome 2, you'll know I am a sucker for these wicker shields. I love them. They look so cool. I don't know what it is about them, but they really are just magnificent. But let's make sure we get in on the action. Look at these Roman levies going against our mercenary Egyptian infantry. We did break their Vigile unit, so it remains just their Roman levies. And Zenobia is just having a field day, slaughtering the boat crews that try to come in and reinforce from this other side. Oh, you can actually see. You can see what. Oh! I don't know if that was our guy or not. Oh! I don't know. Oh, it wasn't. That was not our dude. Damn, that's unfortunate for them. But they're out of action, and all that remains are these poor Roman levies encircled. And they are going to keep on fighting. Let me know how audio sounds. It sounds rather quiet for me today, so I turned up audio before the beginning of the campaign. So if I need to raise it more, just let me know. Oh, that was a good little throw there. Oh, that might be their general right there. We are pulling the spearmen out to open up their rear. Encircling the enemy is not nearly as important as it's going to be to engage them with archer fire. Unlike Pharaoh, we don't have the lethality mechanic, but every individual, these guys have like only 1 or 2 hit points. This is before the health pools were invented, or in the game, at least stat-wise, I believe. So our archers are going to line up some back shots and eviscerate them, because that is how arrows should work, and they will always work that way in my mind. If you are shot in the back by an arrow, more than likely you're dead. But that is the end of this garrison. Back to the campaign map. Look at these arrows in mine. Love it. I will will say, I forgot how long the loading times are in Rome, too, sometimes. I know there's things you can do in the file to potentially reduce that. If it becomes an issue, I will look at it, but for now, I think I'm going to occupy.
The queen is ready.
I say the land is purely Roman. We are Roman-based, meaning conquest next turn only. Our taxes and slaves are going to be giving us a good bit, but minus 20 should go away fairly soon, and we've gained a grain field and a trade harbor, which I think we're gonna... We can keep the harbor, I guess. It's a little bit of money, a little bit of cash. There are new mercenaries to recruit. We could also grab some very cheap hillmen. I do think we're gonna do that. Let's grab some...
It is a great and glorious thing to
Wow,
fight
we can
for
grab
our
quite a few. 4? Do we need 4? Let's grab a hillman and a new skirmisher. Meanwhile, I think all these units, yes, all these units we're going to deploy. That increase just a little bit. Roman Latin culture is going up over here. Latin culture is going up. Very nice. Over here, Latin culture is on the rise. Let's deploy him as well. Very nice. And Latin culture tax harvesting is what we deployed here, and we are making a good bit of money. Let's begin our march into Hatra to see what lies in wait for us. So for now, let's go over here, and we will deploy stealing food. Okay, so the Romanization efforts worked. That's awesome. Tarsus in one more turn is going to have a extra 4 to its garrison. Galatia's at war with Lydia, meaning, fingers crossed, they are preoccupied. I would like to get public order over here secured, so we're going to recruit those 2 skirmishers and hope that does the job. Meanwhile, I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised. Culture, taxes, and slaves. Slaves needs to go down more, to be honest. Slaves needs to go down a lot. We could make a lot of money by getting rid of some of our big ships, but for now, I think we're in a decent spot, so we're not going to. I'm kind of regretting not getting an agent down here, but we can in maybe a couple turns, because we have to know. We gotta know where that legion. If they if they try to fight Eulalia, the garrison there will be enough. But they are definitely recruiting, just like we are. It's just a matter of where. We are now researching seize the Imperial cult buildings can now be constructed. They could already be constructed, but thank you. 2 research rate. Queen Zenobia. That's fine by me. Construction cost quite a lot across the board. Oxum, Blimi, Himyar, all of them neutral. Maine, or Mai, or the Mero, all neutral. These guys like each other. I would like to establish...
Come, my friend.
Damn.
Speak. We are men of words.
For some reason, would you
so
like...
serve our people.
No. Does anybody hate you? Does anybody hate you a lot? You're at war with Rome and Lydia. You have broken
Welcome,
free.
but expect scant pleasantries. Romans lack time.
Would you like... You wouldn't like anything. That's fine. Minus 50. As long as you're fighting, I don't care. Keep fighting, and I really do not care. I would like to try to
Greetings,
establish
most excellent friend.
more friendly relations.
I will be a patient.
Alright, so none so far. The Sassanids still hate us. Treaties with the Lochmids is a contributing factor. I don't want to get... They're gonna take the Lochmids down. That's just gonna be the way it is, so...
Welcome.
Sorry guys, sounded like somebody was knocking. I might... Maybe I'm going insane. So we're plus there now. You're good. we can see these two. The garrison at Tarsus has been expanded to include 1 armored swordsman, 2 hillmen, 1 vigilante, and 3 skirmishers. You're okay. You're in the positive now, and you've got a nice little 7 stack. I think 218 versus what if we just get them on a ship or off the ship, and it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. We might disband a lot of this. These guys are fine. The assault, I mean, this is pretty expensive. I think let's disband the Palmyrean Spearmen to make some more money. It does protect our fleets, though, or it protects our coast from attack. We'll keep it for now, I guess. Apologies, everybody. She's about to lose it, I think. Oh, she stopped. Normally, she does not stop. Mithridatic, what if we level you up again? What is that going to give us? More food, more growth, more sanitation, and wealth from culture. So, not too important. The Christians are going to give us extra replenishment rate, more sanitation. Oh, no, there she goes. Oh, she stopped again. How interesting. Oh, man, you gotta love what is going to be Jerusalem one day, having a tier 3 already. That really throws us a good bit. So, I'm thinking we could push for Dios. We can get to these in no time. It's free. It's got a 5 stack. It's a -5 Polic order. We're gonna lose 4 of that though in four turns, so it's gonna go down quite a bit. But if we take both, we will be at somewhat of a disadvantage. So, hey, we're also not replenishing. We could always raid the enemy. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Let's pull her back 2 miles from us for now, because I need to actually get... I'm hoping Petra can sort itself out. I would love to know that for sure. Now, it's 150 more. We would lose all our money. We wouldn't be able to get our agent next turn, so we'll hold off on that. We will hold off on that. Money is #1 priority for now. Let's just, I think, end the turn. We can't afford to get one more, actually. Let's get 1 more Hillman. Obviously, if we need to, if we're going against a proper legion, we will change tactics. But for now, just fighting garrisons, the Hillmen are fine, I believe. The Hillmen, the skirmishers, mercenary forces, that is the key here. We had a lot of rank ups. First up, our spy in Galatia. More food stolen. She can be detected, though. -1 attributes for all agents, okay. +1 ancillaries. Line of sight. That would be nice. I think that line of sight is pretty nice, actually. Yeah, we'll grant her a lookout. Same goes for her, I believe. She's also going to get lookout. Now the big boys come on in. The patricians. +2 loyalty to the political party. That is one thing I've not looked at. Where are our political parties? Where do they stand? Odonaces we own a lot. Latin families own Judea, and the Greeks own Syria. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's get... What does increasing any of this do? Nothing. Nothing for now. You're gonna be... Oh my god, that's expensive. I want public order to go up. That's what I want. I want public order to be decreased. Oh, wow. Silver Tongue would be pretty nice. 3,000 upkeep. Jesus. That's kind of insane. Huh. So far, tax rate, but that's going to decrease public order. We don't want that. I am surprised that there's no public order increasing building. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go for authority then. That's going to neutralize his authority. And the last one, you though, you can actually get, for a political party, the general belongs to. Darn, I thought it was the region deployed in. For all units. Convert, okay. Tax rate. Gold. 3 attributes. Okay. Ruling this. Okay, so. Yikes. It costs 500 to deploy him when he does that. A leader grants culture bonuses. Okay. Alright, let's pay attention to just the top tier that we need to worry about. I think we're gonna just go for a bit of the Orator as well over here. And now we're gonna grab a champion, because we definitely need one. Burning games, campaign movement speed, not important. Nope. Let's go forward. Gaius Nepos. And we're gonna send him north, so that we hopefully can go south. It's still a -5. Slaves, taxes, and cultural difference because desert nomadicism is on the rise. That is unfortunate. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get rid of this trade. Ooh, it's offering about 200 food or 200 wealth. Oh, and we wouldn't be able to do anything with it. What am I thinking? Let's just try to take this post. Yeah, there's no garrison here. I think we need to keep the ante going. Yep. Let's go for that. Can we recruit a general, and would it be worth it? They're gonna be expensive to maintain. They're gonna be real expensive to maintain. We could also try marrying Zenobia. Let's see. Are there anything important that we need to do? -2 loyalty for other parties. We're sitting 45%. I'm actually pretty okay with that. We can't level them up at all, so it is what it is. Zenobia cannot marry, cannot afford this action. So we could raise a new general. The Latin families won't cost us anything. Are the Latin families friendly, or are they the bad ones? Oh, they're the bad ones. They're the bad ones. So we don't really want to do that. I'll tell you what, we can raise them in a pinch. Let's take Dispolis and get that barracks. Oh, the garrison is actually coming out to meet us in this battle. They feel a little bit stronger. We are going to try and use our hillmen on our mercenaries once again, and we do have the hill advantage, so I'm really hoping we can take these guys down. But they do have some decent units. The light skirmishers are real, and they are coming at us fairly hard. We are going to immediately start trying to skirmish their boys to make sure they stop doing that. And meanwhile, we're going to try and flank around this hill and go down against them. Our poor hillmen are going to get some damage on them as they charge into the Vigiles, or the Vigiles. I always go back and forth on how to say that. So that is a that's a fairly mixed bag of who you think's going to win there between the Vigiles and the Hillmen. Throwing in the Roman levies there, though, is really going to tip it in the enemy's favor. Meanwhile, our Spearmen going against theirs, they will win eventually due to manpower, but it's extremely even. Thankfully, our Egyptian infantry are getting behind the enemy, and they're going to start chasing off the skirmishers, while our javelins will start working on the enemy Roman levies, as they are definitely the biggest threat to this army right now. They're basically the only things that can really do damage to the... Oh my god. The amount of javelins going into their rear. Like, I feel like you guys should spread out your shots a little better, guys. But we are beating them alive here. Our Hillmen do break, but it was long enough to where we flanked with one of them. So the enemy are still stuck here. They're still engaging. And now our archers also have a opening to engage them. So we are going to pick them apart. Queen Zenobia is not going to get in on this action. I'm going to be very cautious in using her because we don't want the Queen Mother to be injured anyway. The skirmishers are basically no problem anymore as they are going to continue running. Some Romans are coming back, or some hostile Romans are coming back in, but they're just walking into the slaughter, and this garrison will fall thanks to our amazing range unit as they break. That is the end of the enemy's morale. It did take a second, but thankfully they just gave up and ran away. Instead of us having to chase them down, let's occupy the settlement as well. Our mercenaries and our hillmen did take a bit of a hit there, but oh well. So we gained some food. We have an iron workshop now, which is going to grant a boon to our troops. We have our first military tradition granting us spear arm damage, or 3% shots per minute, 4% missile damage inflicted. Oh, what do we want to do? Let's do accomplish skirmishers. Ambush chance, that's just going to increase ambushes. Launching an ambush and anticipating, or we grant 2 growth public order, or let's look at other choices. Siege holdouts, attrition losses, replenishment would be nice. We might be able to go to lawgiver now though, to help the public order of the new region. Ooh, but we did that, we would also increase our public order. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we don't need the food though, right now. We don't need the food right now. The garrison, I mean, we really don't need either, but it kind of just depends because pushing up one way, no matter what you do, the Nile divides your army, meaning you'd have to hightail it. You'd have to hightail it. Let's upgrade. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of the auxiliary barracks. Because that extra unit isn't gonna matter. Let's get rid of that. And let's see, what else is there to upgrade? Well, actually, I tell you what, do we upgrade a building, or do we recruit a general in Miles Hormuz? Because that would help. And we now have the money. So I'm thinking Nabatea.
I will be a patient audience.
No, alright, you're confident and treacherous. I don't trust you. I really don't. We have no one that we can trade with. I would love to establish...
Welcome, honored emissary. Speak, and I will answer with my master's voice.
I would love to get some form of protection to the south. I really would. What would it take?
You show much wisdom in...
Okay. Man, that's so much. They're defensive and reliable, so...
I greet you as befits your reputation.
Maybe
now, friend, speak.
What am I doing? The Sassanids... I Minus 23. I feel like they need to be appeased a bit more.
Come, my friend, speak. We are men of words, and so serve our peoples.
I really
with
don't
honor.
know if this is smart.
You present honest term.
It didn't do anything. Oh, that sucks, dude. That sucks so bad that it didn't do anything. Gallic Rome is pushing for Rome itself. We spent all our money. Let's get one more. We did get iron, yep. Let's get one more intern in there and see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to release this first episode sometime the coming week. Oh, Christmas in Antioch. +5 public order. Very nice. I'm going to release... Oh. This man curses too much with sailors in the port. Move him before he adopts their foul ways. Breeding games is not a problem. The fact that he...
Ready for orders.
Okay, so we could deploy him here. Minus 20 upkeep. Oh, wait, my bad. Wrong one. Patrol. Piracy would go down. What is the piracy in this region anyways? Minus... It's 8. It's 8. Okay. Well... Ooh, we could raid Alexandria, but I do think they have a navy, so we're not gonna do that.
Your orders. Set up the patrols.
We are going to patrol the Admiral. I guess make him useful. Ah, man, I would love to do something here. But sadly, that is definitely not a good idea. I wonder, could we swap these armies? Could we swap them? I don't know. I don't know. You're doing fine though. You're doing okay. In fact, you take away that 5. Your military presence is only causing a +1. Tarsus has a garrison of 7. Samos has a garrison.
Battle. Waiting for more orders.
Okay, so we could actually do that, and let's fortify this army.
Get the
So,
fortifications
fingers
ready.
crossed that is a way to prevent negative traits. Once one of them pops up and they've been chilling and trying to do something, it means it doesn't. It means it didn't work. Squalor and public order in Tyros. Or food, my bad. Okay, so Tyros, very quickly... Ooh, wait. Oh, shit. A lot of Agiles.
My sword is yours.
Assassinating would not help.
I am listening. I want hourly patrols.
Okay, move her to Miles Hormos. Mercenaries. That gives us a 17 stack against their 19 plus 3. But the garrison isn't done. That's a little concerning. You, though, we can get a religious shrine going up, I think, down in Dispolis. And we will do that.
As you request.
And I believe... I don't like the idea of Latin families, but I don't like the idea of losing... Oh, it's only minus 3 senators for Africanus, or Afranaeus here. And we could get some Imperial Cataphracts and then disband them. Or we could get the Palmyrean Palace Guard. That actually sounds a lot smarter. Let's get the Palace Guard. They'll come in as reinforcements, hopefully. It's gonna be expensive.
Commander.
Oh, and he got deployed to the wrong side.
At your command.
Sort of. Oh, that's thunder. Oh crap, that's thunder. I thought that was somebody knocking at the door again. It wasn't even that the first time. Holy cow, everybody. Alright, so that is the end of the first episode of our legendary Pomerian campaign, and we're at a bit of a standoff. We've secured Dispolis and Miles Hormuz, but now
Fight for the people.
Zenobia sits at odds against the governor of Egyptus. What will happen? I don't know. I really don't. Progressively increase the experience? No. No. Let's not do that. Let's send him to spy on Memphis and Alexandria. If this is the only army they have and we beat it, we're gonna blitzkrieg. We'll blitzkrieg Memphis and Alexandria, and then maybe try to make peace. I don't want to push too far. Alright, but everybody, that is the end of today's episode. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. Give me your tips and feedback in the comments, because this is going to be one hell of a slog. And somehow, we have made it through the first episode without suffering a defeat or losing any of the achievements that I want to hit. So if you enjoyed this episode and the battles and the campaign, like and subscribe as always. I've been your host, Salty, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next one. But until then, peace out, everybody.